My name is Sandy Simmons Verdery, and I'm here on behalf of my father to honor his service, Lieutenant Colonel Robert E. Simmons. He was an intelligence officer in the United States Air Force. He served during World War II, and then he served in Newfoundland, and he'd always go back to the Pentagon. Every time he'd get promoted, he'd have a tour at the Pentagon. And then he served in Germany, in Wiesbaden, Germany, at headquarters Usafur from 1959 to 1963. Well, he didn't talk very much about specifics, but when we were living in Europe, the 4 years, we traveled to 17 different countries, and we went to almost every battlefield and every monument. And he would tell stories, especially if he had been there. He was with Patton's Army. He was with U.S. Army Air Corps before it became the Air Force in 1947. So he had lots of stories that you knew were quite interesting. And I think throughout his whole year, he just had this beautiful military bearing. He just looked so handsome in his Air Force blues. And he just was such an honorable man, a terrific father. And he really loved serving his country. Oh my goodness, he'll be 100 years old this Thursday, and I've been thinking a lot about him and just what a powerful impact he had on my life. He just was such a wonderful man and a wonderful father and a husband to my mother, and I just have missed him for all those years that he's been gone. He just left such a huge impact in our lives. I think he would want to be remembered as the man he truly was. He was kind of a quiet Southern gentleman, so to speak, and he wasn't big for fanfare. And so I think he would be honored by this for his service because he was career. He didn't retire until 1965, so that was a long career. It was combined 30-year service with his government service as well. And he died 4 days before his retirement, buried in Arlington. So that memorial there is quite impressive for his family. And now this, for those of us here in Georgia, is just a beautiful tribute to him. And I think he would appreciate it greatly. Oh, I thought it was a wonderful life growing up, moving for every few years for duty stations. It was just a great life. Our family was very close-knit, and I loved it so much I turned around and married a naval officer and continued to live that life. So I would highly recommend it. I think it makes you a very well-rounded individual, and of course the years in Europe, we just learned so much that's carried me through my whole life. So I would encourage young people, I think also just the wonderful sense of satisfaction to have lived a life well lived, like my father and my husband have in the military.